Turkey's Prime Minister said he'd run out of patience with the demonstrators. He would tolerate no more. So he sent in the police. For nearly 2 weeks, anti-government protesters have occupied Istanbul's Taksim Square and the adjoining Gezi Park, where the anti-government demonstrations began. The Prime Minister, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, has been the target of many of the slogans of the demonstrators and lampooned and insulted on the posters they put up in the square. His followers expected a tough response, and he delivered one. In Parliament, Mr. Erdogan said the protests were part of an international campaign to distort Turkey's image and to target its reputation and power.
I urge the young people who I believe are there with sincere feelings to put an end to this protest. This is over. We won't put up with this any longer.
As the police were advancing, the mayor of Istanbul tweeted that the people occupying Gezi Park would not be touched. Some of them tried to form a human chain in the square to get between the police and the protesters to stop the clashes. It didn't work.
But we just saw police coming, and of course we were terrified. And all I can say is that we're terrified.
When lawyers protested about what was happening, their rally was attacked by the riot squads as well. And by mid-afternoon, the police were tear-gassing Gezi Park.
We saw policemen telling us, come to the streets, you don't have to be afraid, and then they shoot at us. So nobody believes them.
The clashes went on all day and into the evening. Protesters fell back to the park to be treated for the effects of tear gas. The occupation began to try to save Gezi, one of central Istanbul's last parks, from developers. Another violent police crackdown 10 days ago made it the focus for a sustained protest, uniting different groups who opposed the Prime Minister's brand of conservatism with an Islamist flavour. So far, the Prime Minister hasn't offered a whisper of compromise, just force. The original non-violent demonstrators vanished in a cloud of tear gas. They deny the government's accusation that the protests have been hijacked by vandals and terrorists. Turkey is badly split. Mr. Erdogan's supporters applaud what he's done, have given him 3 election victories, and believe he's making Turkey into a great power again. But he has reached the limit of what's possible without a more consensual style of government, without listening to the 50% of the Turkish electorate who didn't vote for him. This is new territory for Turkey. The Prime Minister has never faced opposition like this, and a new political generation is coming of age on the streets. The Prime Minister needs to start offering a few deals, because if he can't, this may well get much worse. Jeremy Bowen, BBC News, Istanbul.